Well, welcome to another edition of Conversations and Connections. Again, we are the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart, the prevention coordinator for the agency, and we continue to make our rounds talking to the different folks in the agency and the roles that they play in making the Family Crisis Center operate and run. And today I have Melissa Youngblood with us. Melissa is our intake specialist. Did I get that right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, first of all, thank you so much. Melissa was so nervous. She thought this was live. And she was like, oh my God, are we ready to go? We're early. And I'm like, hey, it's recorded. Yeah. We're all good. So just relax, take a breath. Well, Melissa, first of all, let's just, if you don't mind, share with me exactly what are your duties as an intake specialist? What does an intake specialist do?
Okay, so my role here at the Crisis Center as the intake specialist, I have several different hats. Okay, so the main one being is I do the intakes on outreach clients. I assess their current situation first and make sure that they qualify for our services. And then I do their intake. That involves, putting them in our database and doing the paperwork. Another hat that I have is also keeping and maintaining our current resident file system. And I also assist administration in service rosters for monthly upload.
Okay. What is upload?
Upload is where we take all of our information for the previous month and upload what is required of us to HHSC.
And HHSC is? Health and Human Services.
Yes.
Commission,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but a lot of folks out there may not know exactly what all that is. So that's good. So what is the process when we say you're gonna do an intake? What is excuse me? And I forgot to warn Melissa that Greta's going to be in here taking pictures of you. So now you know.
Yes.
So when we talk about doing an intake, exactly what is an intake? What are we talking about?
Well, usually the clients are assessed when they call the hotline to find out if they qualify for our services first. To qualify, you must be a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. That's the main two criteria.
Okay.
And I either schedule them. I also do walk-ins where they just walk in through the door. And like I said, the first thing is an assessment. And usually when you're doing this assessment, you're hearing this person's story.
Right.
What they've been going through.
Sure.
You're also, depending on the current situation or how severe it is, I'm also taking pictures of their wounds. They're coming into me, whether mentally, psychologically, or physically, they're coming into me broken. And I'm the frontline person that is hearing their story and encouraging them and trying to empower them through encouragement that their story is valid.
Yeah.
Their story is valid and they are heard, and try to encourage them that they have made that first right step by coming in for their intake, and they just keep making that next right step and they'll be back on the path that they were supposed to be on.
So what is it like, your job is to hear people's stories at maybe some of the lowest points that they've ever been in their life.
Yes.
How tough is that, having to hear someone's story, even having to ask them personal questions? I'm sure you have to ask them about why they're here and kind of the story behind that. I mean, that's to take a toll on you sometimes as well, right?
Yeah. It can, but I have I've learned, I've been doing this almost 6 years now, and I've just kind of learned the process, for me, the best thing that works, and how to let it go.
Sure.
Because there's going to be that next one. And I just try to focus mainly on letting them know that they are important and that their
Yeah.
story is valid, and letting them know that they can make it through it.
Sure.
And I guess what helps me most is that I've been through it myself. So
Okay.
it's hearing another story, that's similar to mine, and, and all of them are in some way. Then I guess that's what helps me be able to do it. It's, okay, as my family tells me, or my mother, it's my calling.
Well, and like we talked about before we started recording, and we may get more into your story here in a minute, and that's entirely up to you. But I'm sure it probably helps in your position, maybe kind of knowing what some of these folks have gone through, right?
Yes.
And, as opposed to someone who maybe has never had exposure to that.
Yes, and I believe it helps the client's comfort level.
Yeah,
And they
sure,
can see,
exactly.
I mean, I don't share my story with them, obviously, but they can look at you and know that they know that you've been there.
Yeah.
They can see just because of the way that you're speaking to them that you understand completely where they're at.
Yeah.
And meet them where they're at.
And
And
even if you-
listening to them is the most important thing to them, having
of
somebody
course.
to listen to them.
And
Yes.
by all means, I am not a therapist, but I think that's half of the therapy right there is just telling it to someone. And even if you don't share your personal story with them, I think as far as you doing your job well, it helps
It does.
to know, hey, I kind of know what this person is talking about. I know what they're feeling. Is there anything that would exclude someone from receiving services from us?
Just they must be a victim of domestic violence or
Okay.
sexual assault to receive services from us.
Okay.
Yeah, that would
But
be.
even if they were a victim or a survivor, would there be anything else that wouldn't
No.
qualify them? Okay. All right. Well, how long have you been with the agency here?
I'm coming up on my 6-year anniversary in August.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Yeah.
I started off as a crisis worker, in the
Okay.
safe house. And
Okay.
I was promoted up front. I've been in this position coming up on 3 years now.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, your position here isn't the only thing that you do. You kind of divide your time between the Family Crisis Center and also the Mantooth House.
Yes.
Correct. I guess first, tell me what is, if the folks who don't know, what is the Mantooth House?
Okay. The Mantooth House is a sober living home for women coming out of addiction, coming out of rehab from addiction, been in a rehabilitation center. They had to have been receiving or be clean and sober for 30 days in
Okay.
order to live there. The house is a vision of Judge Inselman's that the community came together on and made it happen.
Okay.
I have 8 beds for women there. So I have, at full capacity, I have 8 women there that I'm helping. And basically, I am the residential manager there. And what I do is, everything I do is the intake specialist here, pretty much. But I'm also there for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, helping them to learn how to move forward and grow roots under their feet, become productive members of society again.
Okay.
By just teaching them basic self-care and basic responsibilities. They pay rent to live there. They also had to do recovery meetings through ADAC. They also have to do their 12-step meetings. They're very busy ladies.
Yeah.
They're very busy ladies. But what this program has done is it's prevented ladies from recycling through drug court over and over again. It's given them a safe place to go where they don't have to go back to that home that's addicted or to that relationship that's addicted or be on the street where they would end up being addicted again.
So you said at full capacity, it's eight ladies.
Yes.
Do you usually stay at full capacity, or does it?
Have been, yes.
Okay.
For the better part of this year, I have been.
And how long can they stay there?
We have 6-month, 9-month, and 12-month programs. Most ladies end up choosing the 12-month program, and Judge Ainselman encourages that because it will help them to save money so they're not living or trying to live paycheck to paycheck when they leave us or when they graduate the program.
How difficult is it? I mean, I almost feel like, or I would feel, you said, you work here, and then you say, you help them 24/7.
I live there.
So you live there, and it's almost like you're always working.
Yes.
Is it difficult managing 2 jobs like that?
Of course, you're going to have difficult days. I think anybody can have difficult days, whether they're working no job or 15 jobs. But, there are going to be difficult days depending on what circumstances you end up in that day.
Right.
But I've trained myself to, they say in the addicted world, one day at a time. But I've trained myself to be in one moment at a time.
Right.
So I can handle whatever comes up during that given moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go back just for one moment with your position here as intake specialist. You never know what's going to happen day to day, right?
Not.
Because you may have appointments. I know this person's going to come in at 2:00 this afternoon for their intake, but you did mention we take walk-ins.
We do.
And so you just never know. You may have a slow, easy day where it may be a day that's just nonstop. So
adapt and overcome.
So is there anything different that you would do with a walk-in versus someone if they have an appointment? Have they already been assessed and everything?
I've assessed them usually over a hotline.
Okay.
I've gotten the basic information. Obviously, they haven't gone in depth or shared, their story or what's going on or how they ended up in that situation. But
so if they're a walk-in, you have to start from the very beginning and do that initial assessment before you even do an intake and all of that, right?
Make sure that they qualify for our services.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you said you've been here for 6 years. How long have you been doing the thing at Mantooth?
Coming up on 3 years.
Okay, so 3 years.
Same time, August.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find yourself working here at the Family Crisis Center? What inspired you to do this type of work, to be in this service field, I guess you could say?
I had a desire to help women in crisis and women that were going through what I've survived myself.
Okay.
Yes.
So just a heart for someone that you've been in their shoes, so to speak, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's your background? What were you doing before the Family Crisis Center?
So the Family Crisis Center hired me when I was in my last 3 months rehab with a faith-based rehab that was open here in Lufkin in 2016.
Okay.
Yes, the Lufkin Dream Center. So it was the Lufkin Dream Center.
Okay, I've heard. That name sounds so familiar. Are they?
I was the last person to graduate from there. Before they closed. Yes.
Okay, because I know.
Yes.
In fact, I think, this is years ago when I was a much smaller physically person. I used to do a fitness boot camp, and there was a guy in there. I think. I can't remember his name, but I think he was one of the guys that was wanting to start it. If I'm not mistaken, I mean that was kind of like his vision was to start, and I want to say that's where I heard the Dream Center.
Heard it from.
Yeah.
Well, between the Lufkin Dream Center and going through the Mosaic Center program, another awesome community program, they gave me that hand up. They lifted me up to where. And let me know that I could actually do what my heart desired to do and help women that were going through at that moment what I had lived through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So no college degrees or anything like that?
College
Just
degrees. I joined the United States Air Force right out of high school.
Well, okay, wait, hold on. This I did not know, Melissa.
Yes, I did.
So you're a veteran.
I am.
Okay. did I not know
I
that?
don't know. I get flowers every year on Veterans Day, Stuart.
Well, obviously they're not for me because I didn't know it. Well, no, that's awesome, Melissa. No, I seriously, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a flight line mechanic, Stuart. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, did you retain anything? Could you go work on an airplane now if you needed
Well,
to?
it wasn't the airplanes. It was the
Oh, okay.
It was the equipment that
There
gave
you
the
go.
F-16
Well, shows you
fighter
what-
jets their support.
Well,
Yeah.
shows you what I know. Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. I had no idea. So, what is it about the jobs that you have here at the Family Crisis Center and at Mantooth House? What is it that you enjoy? What gives you the satisfaction? And you kind of mentioned that about why you're in this, but what is it about those positions that you really enjoy the most?
Well, that's easy. My joy comes from being a part of, not just watching, but being a part of watching them grow and heal and become the women they were meant to be.
Awesome.
That's the best part of it to me.
Yeah.
That's my reward. Yeah.
So do you have any future aspirations? Are you happy where you're at? Do you want to move onward and upward, or what's your plan?
I enjoy doing what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, I just feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa Youngblood, thank you
You're
so
welcome,
much.
Stuart.
See, it wasn't that hard, was it?
It's not. No.
All right. Awesome.
Conversation.
I do appreciate you sharing some of your story. I do appreciate that. Thanks, Melissa. Melissa Youngblood, our intake specialist here at the Family Crisis Center. And I do want to point out, if you have any questions or comments about what you've just heard, you can email us at conversationsandconnections@fccet.com. And also, if you feel like you need our services, we do have Melissa was talking about the hotline. We do have our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week hotline. That number is 1-800-828-7233. It's 1-800-828-7233. And as always, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.